And welcome to Crux Cast. We caught up with Paul Clarkson, a director at PB Devco, a company who own and operate a series of pubs, restaurants and other hospitality venues around the city of Aberdeen. Paul talks about how his business used to work, how it works today, and how he hopes things are going to change in future. We hope you enjoy this Crux Cast and stay tuned for more.
Hi Paul, good to see you.
How you doing, Eric? You all right? Good morning.
Thank you. Yeah, good. All good here. Good here. On that subject, how's you and your family at this horrible time?
Yeah, I just, as you can imagine, same as most folk will be throughout the whole of the UK world, whatever. It's difficult. My parents are they're in Spain. They live there, so they've seen the kind of crisis unfold a bit like a week ahead as such. My brothers, they're all kind of self-isolated in their own flats. So yeah, it's what it is.
Absolutely,
It's just what it needs to be done.
So, just for the people who don't know about you, just want to tell us a wee bit about yourself and what your company does.
Yeah, so it's a family-run hospitality business. Been operating for about 35 years. My father and grandfather started it up many moons ago. I've been involved in some capacity for a number of years now. And yeah, with my father moving abroad to Spain, kind of operationally day to day kind of is what the kind of running of the venues as such, what I would be doing. We've got a number of venues throughout the city, bars, restaurants and pubs, and yeah, so just I'm kind of the kind of hands-on person, go-to for each venue's management team type thing.
And for those that don't know Aberdeen, I guess the people from Aberdeen will probably know your venues, but the types of venues that you have, maybe give us a couple of names for those that have visited Aberdeen.
Well, probably our most kind of prominent and the kind of flagship venues such would be Soul, which is a converted church. It's a large kind of multi-purpose venue. It's kind of like a bar eatery type thing. It's say multi-purpose because it has, like, you can be there during the day and have some food to sitting after work drinks, early evening, cocktails, and then kind of like as the night progresses, music gets louder, lights get lower. It gives that kind of nightclubby kind of feel to things. So yeah, it's that's probably our kind of most well known. Our most recent venue, Vovum, is a kind of grill steakhouse with a difference, and yeah, and it's also downstairs we created a kind of speakeasy secret cocktail bar as well. So it's called 21 Crimes. So yeah, it's and we've got a number of other well-established places, the College, Queen Vic, which is a local pub up in Rosemount, and then we've got the Beeldside and out in Cults kind of area as well, which is a kind of local family kind of another kind of community kind of venue as such as well, food and drink there as well.
So smack bang right in the center of that hospitality sector, as a company person running a company, you need people to come to your venues. So you took the decision fairly early on, Paul, and issued a statement as a company saying that you were going to close fairly early. What was the main driver for that?
Well, I think once the government kind of recommended that people don't visit pubs and restaurants, it was a bit of the kind of nail in the coffin, death knell kind of thing for our. I know a lot of venues did continue to trade after that, but I think like I said earlier, with my father being in Spain and seeing the effects of the crisis over there, he knew straight away that it was only going to go one way, and he felt that it was the right move for our staff and for our customers to kind of get the doors closed as soon as possible to try and help. Stop the spread of the virus.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a bold move, but I think everybody saw a lot of respect in that and a lot of support for that. I guess, like me, if you're a sort of a user of hospitality venues, as many people are around the world, what we get to see is the lovely drinks come across the bars. We get to see the lovely plate of food arrive on the table. But maybe a lot of people don't understand the massive machine behind getting those drinks to those bars and those lovely plates to those tables.
Yeah.
Could you just give us a wee bit of insight into the machine and the supply chain behind all of that?
I mean, it starts from the everybody plays their part from the very bottom up. From the guys that wash the dishes, watch the pots, to cleaning the venues. I mean, it's just. It's a huge beast, like you say, getting that last kind of thing with the plate arrives at the table. You're going through numerous chefs in the kitchen, being expedited at the passes, moving out to make sure that plate is going out to the high standards. The product being ordered in, the product being prepared. Yeah, it's it's a huge thing, and the same with the drinks are just the same with the food. It's there's that kind of thing, whereas like the bartenders this day and age are almost like creators of like chefs, and their kind of skill, knowledge and stuff like that for making all these kind of fancy drinks, and the kind of knowledge that's expected of a quality establishment these days. It's a fair operation.
And I guess your supply chain for all your produce and your products and all of that, you're probably local, national, and maybe even international.
Yeah. I mean, we are. We were relying heavily on, a number of things. When you're talking about a quality steak restaurant, I mean, we do try and keep as much of it as local as possible. But we get exported stuff in as well. So yeah, I mean, everything was going to have a knock-on effect. And
yep.
I suppose it's we could have gone down that route of trying to still doing these home deliveries, but I think with the size of the operation that we've got, it would have been difficult to try and pick or choose one venue to do that from, or to try and do it from multiple ones and try and keep that going. I think, it's just I'm a strong. I think it's great what people are doing to try and to reach out to people, but for us the decision was just we were going to try and kind of batten down the hatches as such.
So, how many employees in the company?
It's about 200 to 250.
250 people, and I'm guessing from the outside, correct me if I'm wrong, that the vast majority of them, or a large majority of them, are hourly paid.
Yeah, that would be correct. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, when we made the decision, it closed pretty early. As in, I think we closed on the Monday night after the kind of the advice. We didn't open on the Tuesday as such. And then it wasn't until Friday that the government announced the kind of forced closure. So, and obviously the kind of relief package that came with that as well. You can imagine with a lot of anxious staff asking a lot of questions which we did not have answers to.
Yeah.
That was a really testing few days. And it was disappointing to see that the government didn't come straight out with those packages. I appreciate these things take time, but to announce to people, to recommend them, not to go to pubs, at that point, you really are saying to people, don't go to the hospitality establishments.
Yep.
So, why did it take, I think it was Monday night, why did it take another 4 days for them to announce the kind of support packages that they put in place?
Yeah, it's a good question. But I'm guessing, there's no playbook for this. There's no,
not at all. No, I totally appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. People are finding their way throughout it. You've been quite vocal in the press and positive about those government support packages. Have you seen anything? Have you had any communications as a business owner? Have you? How does it work? There's very little advice so far. I mean, we've been in close contact with our accountants. This week is pay week, so we've kind of had to kind of go out on a limb and. We've paid our staff for this coming Friday, but at the moment that's literally come out of all our funds, and we've gone now over a week without that kind of that week's worth of income coming in. So it's even though people might see us as being a big player in Aberdeen, we still need to be trading. We need to be taking in that money to kind of keep the cash flow moving. When it comes to wage week, it's extremely important. Absolutely.
We've done what we thought best for our employees, or we've done what we can, and we've still paid them this coming Friday. So but we don't know what the steps are or how we're going to try and claim back that grant that is on offer at the moment. So I'd say it's a bold step, but also it's us trying to do best for our employees. And yeah, we really need to kind of see. They're saying that hopefully be April when that information will be coming through. So. Hopefully, and then once information comes through, it will be quick and reimbursing you type thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, before we know it, we're looking to get April's pay run done.
Yeah. What I know you could look into your crystal ball, but as a business owner, someone who's got staff, suppliers, venues, and all of that, what sort of things would you like to see coming from the government if you could click your fingers and get what you wanted, kind of thing? What would help?
I mean, there's you touched on it just a minute ago with the 0-hour contracts. I mean, that there still is doubt about that. We still don't know what is happening about that. They have said that they are going to look after those people, but there's been nothing announced as to how that's working. Salary staff are getting their 80% of their salary. And there's other things they can apply for, i.e. your mortgage relief or your rent relief, but at the moment, what is happening with that 0-hour employee? We're still getting asked those questions. We don't know the answer. Realistic. It would be great if I mean, again, these things are tricky 0-hour contracts. I was even hearing today, self-employed is still another thing that's very prominent, and it's becoming very difficult for them to try and work out. It's not like a 2-second job, but it's more that, like I say, that anxiety with employees. And yeah, like you said, there's no rule book, but it would have been good if they could have, we could try and get this information to us as quickly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is that? We've spoken about what the company does, what you've got, and all of that. What does life look like? Business life look like for you these days? What are you involving yourself in?
About my day-to-day kind of stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, if we go back 3 months, you were really busy running establishments and all of that. What are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm obviously hands-on, like touching base with all the venues, because each venue has got its own management team, but they operate all differently. So making sure that day-to-day operations are going fine. I get a lot of correspondence through emails, through being like a kind of figurehead as such for like kind of just a number of different things can be inquired from a day-to-day.
Yep.
Speaking with suppliers, trying to make sure that we're getting all our pricing right, and just looking at management accounts, looking at where we can improve GPs, by just everything you can imagine operational wise is kind of what I would cover as such.
And your focus today, are you, I guess, as business people, we've got to look to the future, right? It's not always going to be like this. Things are going to come back to some sort of sense of new normal.
Yep.
Have you been thinking about, there's lots of talk on the internet because that's the only way we're communicating these days, about diversifying, doing things differently, reframing things. Are you looking for things just to go back to the way they were with maybe some differences, or are you thinking about different things as a company?
I wouldn't say that I've directly had a lot of thought towards that yet, but I mean, what we're really keen to do is to make sure that we get our venues back open. We are not closed. We are temporarily shut through this crisis. There's absolutely no way we're saying that's PB Devco putting the boards up and not going to be reopened. So the goal really is to get those venues back open and welcome people back through the doors to the quality establishments that we've got. Yep. We had a few plans in the pipeline for further new projects this year. So I really would like to be reigniting those again, and just I think once this crisis subsides, that that people will be looking to really kind of celebrate as such. I think that people will want to kind of have that. Oh my goodness me, we've got through probably the worst thing in our entire lifetime. So where else are you going to do that? You're hopefully going to do those in our establishment. So we're hoping that we're going to host those parties type thing.
Yeah, absolutely. As a business leader, smack bang right in the center of a large city's hospitality sector, do you see things changing in the future? I mean, is this made you think, wow, I need to prepare for something else like this? Or what if there's COVID-20? Don't want to be the harbinger of doom.
There will absolutely be lessons. Yeah, there will be absolutely lessons learned from this. It's just the same as anything you can come in contact to that there's been an unknown. You always reflect and take time to look back and what, was there anything we could have done differently? Is there anything we could have been more prepared for? So yeah, there will be a period of time where you will reflect and have a think about, what if something like this happened again? With the nature of our business, I think very much, I'm not really sure at the moment what different steps we could have taken. But the hindsight's a wonderful thing. There will be an opportunity for us to think and see if there's something we could have done differently.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess people just want to get to that point where things go back to some sort of relative normality and can start socializing again and doing all of that. Yeah, and as you say, carry on.
We've got a couple of like strong community venues, like the Queen Vic, Rosemount, the Beardson, and they're real community venues. So there will be a lot of people within those areas will be missing that kind of that lifestyle, that kind of comfort as such. So to be able to bring that back to people will be a good moment.
So I guess just to summarise up, the takeaways are that you're battening down the hatches for this temporary closure. Your intention is to keep everything open and get it back open as soon as possible. Get back to that quality delivery of what you're doing at your facilities, and just be there for the community in Aberdeen.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I mean, yeah, I've hummed and hated about this whole takeaway thing, but I just think, you know, you're even at that's even with a lot of making sure that if you're following all the guidelines about it and stuff like that, you know, that you are asking people to really go out on a limb by, you know, because the advice is to stay at home. That's the best thing you could do. So
Yep.
I think even if you're going into like the venues and maybe limiting, there still is a risk. So I just think for us, it's just that you know, our safest approach is to follow the full the government guideline and stay indoors. So yeah, we just want to try and get back to normality. Hopefully, ride out this storm and be there for the public once it subsides.
Absolutely. Just one last question for you. If you could sit with someone in your shoes, or sit with peers in your sort of, I guess, okay, PB Devco's a fairly large player in Aberdeen, but still a small business as such. What would your sort of one piece of advice be to similar businesses that are, we know from the internet and from the news that there are still business owners that are struggling with that whole, I've got orders to deliver, the government haven't told me to shut, I need my people in to do these, and then they've got the arguments with staff saying, well, we've been told to stay at home. What would your advice be to a small business leader today?
I mean, business is business. I mean, we're all in business to make money. But at the end of the day, if there's no one out there, or your health or your wealth or health of yourself or your family is not there, what's the point?
What's the point?
So you know, at this moment in time, it's about your own personal health, your family's health, the public's health, your customers' health. Let's beat this thing and let's come out with the other side, and then we can get back to the main hub of doing some serious business.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. Listen, it's been great to catch up with you. I do hope to be one of those people with my family that are celebrating in your premises once this is all over.
We'll welcome you with open arms.
I bet you will. Thanks so much for your time. It's been a pleasure, and good luck to you in future.
Thank you. Take care. See you there. Bye.
Hey, Paul. Bye-bye.